Hello and welcome to a Dishonored 2 Emily 80% tutorial. I'll be going through the options and the basic movement tech first, because these are very important things to know, and after that you don't need to worry about it. So in the video settings, field of view, preference, display mode full screen is preferable pretty much because this game is kind of AIDS. Performance is really bad. Quality settings, push everything down low. I use TXAA because it doesn't hurt the performance, but hey, it's your preference. Again, advanced settings, this is the important one. Adaptive resolution is normally off, right? So you just push it on always. This one doesn't matter, this is manual, but just have it always like this, always. And then depending on your PC, you might need to use either balanced or performance. Performance makes it look worse, but you get increased performance, surprise, and balance just makes it look just a bit better, like you can see from the side text, but it's really, I'm using balance for the tutorial, so it doesn't look that crap on the YouTubes after compression. FPS limit is your max if you want to get those juicy leaps. HBO and triple buffering off. That's pretty much it. From controls, you might want to make sure that your sprint is on hold. It makes everything much easier. You can have auto aim on if you want to. You can have a snap auto aim. I don't use it currently. I should actually use it. And this is allowed. There's nothing weird about this. And you can just customize your keybuttons like you wish. But interacting, /sheath weapons. We don't use it for sheath, but interacting is good to have a mouse wheel up, and jumping is good to have a mouse wheel down for the macro, or if you're using a G502. So that's about that. So the basic movement options in Dishonored 2 are very simple. After picking up agility, you have your double jumps, you have your sprints, and then you have your leaps. Leaps are pretty interesting, and they will take you some time getting used to, because all these, you see these different climbing animations. All of these are basically what determines what sort of a leap you get. You see that was really slow, really fast. That was actually one-handed. I don't think you can do a one-handed leap from that. And that's where it gets tricky. If you've ever heard me or anybody else say that this game has a lot of RNG, this is sort of what it is, because it's not just the timing. The timing can be mastered. You know what animation is going to be. The problem is going to be that doing that every single time with the same amount of frames is very unlikely. This game is very unstable, but you should just try it out from a bunch of different things until you get like decent at it. Obviously, if you're using the free scroll mouse, you just have to have your mouse unlocked, and you just scroll like this. So you go into an object, space, or scroll, and then you just pull out anything. Usually you pull out far reach, sometimes you pull out your weapon, like in mission 1 and mission 7, because you can't pull out far reach. And yeah, that's pretty much that. That's the basics. So where Emily shines, obviously, is this bunny hopping stuff, but she also has an additional technique called F leaps. It is called F cancelling because when you do this and you press F, your momentum gets kind of weird. There is this patched out mechanic that allowed us to kind of climb vertically, but that has been patched out already. But they left the F mechanic in, so we call it an F leap. So what you do is you just do a normal bunny hop, but after like I don't know how you would say the timing, like half a second, you just want to start spamming F. Why I'm saying spamming is because the timing for it is pretty precise. You can do it with like a singular input, but you can see how much faster that is. That's insanely fast. This is basically something you want to introduce in these sort of long hallways and long corridors that you don't have that many in this game anyway. but you want to introduce it because it's just faster to do than normal far reaches. So why wouldn't you do it? So this is comparison. This is like normal thing, and this is an F cancel. That's what happens, by the way. If you do it too early, you just don't go anywhere. Like that. Like you basically... The way to think of this is basically if you press F, it's cancelling far reach, right? So you need to cancel it after the cancel message goes away. That's like a good way to think about it. You can't cancel it while it's still active. So explaining clips is a bit difficult, but I'll try to do it. So it has everything to do with this cursor thing, and how it's positioned when you're aiming up or down. And you can see if you're aiming all the way up, it doesn't go anywhere. If you're aiming all the way down, it doesn't go anywhere. And like you might get this sort of weird angles. But what you need to know is how the curvature looks. So you can see the curve of the far reach, basically. You can see how it is. That's like a normal curve. That's a normal curve. When you get an extreme one, like that, you know that it's not the same one anymore. And you can clip through. The reason why how you know it is going to be simpler in areas where you will actually clip through. And if you just look at the playthrough of the, or like look at the playback of the video, you will see how it like changes in those missions. And I will explain those clips. But it's just kind of intuitive, and we've done our best to find good spots to clip through where the camera just sort of jumps up and down anyway. So you can figure out, like, when you do this, like, oh, that's not the clip spot. Oh, that is. And then you can just do that. This isn't actually a clip spot of the game. I'm just showing that you can do it anywhere, and this isn't something that I actually knew where it was. It's just, you know, you just gotta learn it. And I think that pretty much covers Emily's movement tech and tech overall. If you're using the macro to leap, you need to bind an additional jump keybind. Otherwise those window jumps don't work quite the way they do. It doesn't ultimately matter what bottle you choose or glass you choose, but you just need to throw it at the middle guard and slide kill Ramsey. Sometimes these guards can be a real pain in the arse, the ones that you run away from, and they might block you or something here. It's just completely random, we can't really manipulate them, and if they happen to actually interrupt this safe room opening cutscene / little thing before you actually open it, that's pretty much reset city. So the bottle skip, even though it might look a bit weird, is really simple. The premise is this: you run in, you grab the bottle, you go in here, crouch, wait for the wiggle to stop with your cursor. You can see the cursor goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So you crouch, as soon as it's stopped, throw. Interact with this. It's very lenient. There's a lot of time, and you should just take your time to know that you're aiming at the middle of this thing. So you can see these 4 notches right here. You just want to aim at the middle. So you want to take this, come here, crouch, throw, do this. Just like that. I would not recommend doing this specific leap. I will be showing how it's done, and I'll be showing 3 or 4 alternatives to this, which are way easier. So I will very quickly cover the guard leap because it's just nice to know how it works, and in future you might want to use it. Just know that you need, give or take, 120 FPS for this. This is the only super FPS bound trick of this game. So left side of this notch, you don't want to be too much to the right, left side of this notch, aiming at the right of this pipe right here, and then just sleep and pray. That's pretty much it. The timing is just something you got to figure out, and the timing for any of these sleeps I cannot teach you. I seriously cannot. It's very unfortunate, I know, but it's not something that can be taught. It is easiest to find out by just experimenting yourself. So here's some alternatives to that one. So if you're still determined to do a leap to exit this mission, here's a setup that Pufflecakey found where you can use, I think it was even 70 FPS, which you can reach easily if you just spyglass here and then you just do this. The premise is very simple because you just need to land in this body of water. So as long as you get a decent leap, you can't really fail this. It's really safe. So you just land here and you swim to the boat. It's pretty much that's it. That's all it is. Here are some non-leap alternatives. So there's a couple ways to go down this alleyway right here. First, I'm going to show you the very easy way. You just come down here. There's a tree. You want to land on it. That's not on it. You want to land on it. That's a good way to show you what not to do. You want to land on it like this, and then you just roll and you run out. And then hold control or block or whatever you have. Run through here. Going through the building is very slightly faster, but, you know, you can do whatever you want to get through this alleyway. If you want to leap, you can leap. If you don't want to leap, that's fine. Just make your way through here and just jump into the water. Or you can use this leap right here, which is a fantastic thing. We only found this. It's pretty easy to do. And then you just get in. There is another way that is a bit harder, a bit faster as well. But it's just to jump into this corner and turn your camera. Like this. Well, it's not really a corner, I guess. It's more like the side. If you jump too much in the corner, you will hit that, which will cause you to be standing up. And if your HP isn't full, you'll most likely die from it. And you can take the exact same route, or you can go through here, which is slightly faster if this guard doesn't cock you. If that guard is on the way, then that's too bad. So you can just run through here. The exact same fashion. And if you don't want to do the leap, just jump down. Just swim to victory. Then, if that isn't something you want to do, which is understandable, and you're literally just starting the game, you can just run down to the streets. There's no shame in this. Just run down, run down, run down, run down, run down, run down, and then you just run the way. That's easy. There is a leap if you want. You can do the leap here. This is what we use in all collectibles. It's a wonderful leap. You can take you all the way to the docks, but you can just run through. That's the alleyway you would come from. That's the building you would come from. Just do it this way. The difference between these strats is like 15-20 seconds at top, so you're not really losing much. And just use whatever you can pull off consistently so you don't have to reset at the start. There really isn't much going on in this mission. It's mostly just remembering to actually grab far reach. Because if you've been grinding a lot of no powers, well, that does happen, you just press decline instead. With this third far reach, jumping off the ledge like that, and like not actually jumping, just dropping off and doing a far reach allows you to bunny hop all the way to the end. You can test yourself and see what sort of setup works for you, but you don't want to get a hard fall there. I'm covering one of these boat sections. This is the first one, obviously, after the outsider. I'm just showing you because here is where we take agility. Agility 2 will be taken somewhere else, so you can just turn, powers, agility. You can press F on these and then right arrow, and then you can tab out, and that will get you out completely. All of these are very straightforward with Emily. There's not really any tricks. You can do far reaches on these, but it's a bit risky. It's not needed. Corvus Blink is much better for those, but we don't have it, obviously. Here you can far reach to the wall, like this, and just turn. And then we can do another one. This is pretty much how every single boat section looks. You can just look at a run and see. I'm just cutting them out from the tutorial because it's gonna cut down the time quite a bit. At the start of this next mission, we have 2 of these catapults in a row. So you basically just jump and fire each, and then you just follow up with B-hops. It's pretty simple. Nothing too biggie. And I'll explain that leap right now. So with this section, there are a couple ways to do this. If you want to do this with one sweep go, you want to do a catapult, press F mid-air, so you get an F launch on this, and then you B-hop again all the way there, like this. You saw, that was really weird. That was really janky, because I slid and sloped all over you, so you're going to have to react. You might have to use a far reach here. With Emily, mana isn't tight. That's totally fine. So let me try that again. So we'd come over here, you pick up the rune, come over here. That's more like it. That seems better. But that's not most likely what you'll be doing at the start. It's just good to know how it works. What you'll be doing at the start is you want to go on the whale. And you want to far reach from the whale. Grab the thing. You want to just far reach from the whale and just like bunny hop all the way here. Line yourself up with this middle thing, give or take. Look to this spot or a bit to the right. Don't look to the left. And just learn the timing for that. That leap is a lifesaver, because without that leap, we'd be completely fucked. If you look too much to the left, what happens is you enter this thing and then you just slide down. You can't seriously go up. You can use a fire reach, but just be careful that you don't do that, because then you can't use another one before you've landed. So that's why you want to go a bit to the right if possible. It just slides you up very nicely. So let me do it one more time. Go here, look, give or take here, do this. See, like, I fucked it up, but from here, it's way easier to do a far reach all the way up here. So, just keep it to the right, and then enter the carriage. So mission 3 is one of the fastest missions, if done nicely. So I'll show you the entirety of the thing, and I'll go through it as well, explaining what we do.
Adiós, Hipatia. El monstruo debía morir.
So there's quite a bit going on with this mission, as right from it starts, you don't want to jump when you do this. If you jump, you will bonk. So you just do this, and then you start scrolling after you let go. And this will just take you right here. I killed a few guards here because demonstration purposes, but apparently there's more. So you grab the potion, jump up here. You can do a nice animation cancel if you've sheathed. And of course, thank you. Let me do that fast. Showing these levels off slowly is going to be a bit hard, but I'll do my best because the guard cycles can be a bit weird. So if you do that, it's very likely you bonk. So you grab the potion, you do that, and then you saw me do this. That can be a bit hard. So if you can't do it, just far reach up here and then just far reach another time. If you can, bunny hop from that. It's great. These 2 guards would normally be alive, but I wanted to show you the clip, so I killed them. Grab the key, potion, potion. This potion can be tricky. Technically it would be faster to grab this, but I find it really annoying, so I just open the cabinet, grab the potion, come here. This clip is most likely the easiest clip, because you just look up like this, and it automatically kind of aligns your cursor. So like I explained, the curvature and stuff like that, you just have to be in the middle, right here. So you just come outside, do this, and then you let go and look down at the same time. There we go. That's a very good clip to practice on. Grab these. Go here. And then there's a few ways to kill Hypatia. I'll show a couple. God damn it. So this is the advanced strat. This is pretty new. You would aim at this corner. Make sure you can far reach. Throw the bottle, let go. Turn away. Talk to Hypatia. Shoot. Incendiary. This is really fast. It basically skipped the animation of talking to Hypatia. This is not something I would recommend you do straight off, but it's just something to know because it can be a bit confusing when you're trying to throw the bottle and your far reach goes here, because with Corvo we do it on a different spot. So I recommend just jumping down, speaking to Hypatia, pressing F already, like this. Number 1, number 4 for me. Shoot. Incendiary. Then you can just far reach your way, grab, 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 grab. Incendiary. This incendiary shot actually, it's in a bit of a bad angle now. Learning how much the incendiary drops is pretty important. It's not like super important, but it's pretty important when it comes to this game. And you'll see it really quickly. I'm also mouse. I'm scrolling all of these things because it's so easy. I recommend getting used to it because if you just press F on these consumables, you go here, F, F, F. It's really hard. If you just scroll, you can like move your mouse and do inputs at the same time. Anyway. Would be nice if it moved. Okay. So just want to aim like a bit higher up. You don't want to aim at the bottom, pretty much. Like even here would work. So I would just aim like this. Exploded that. Then we save. You can go just down, down. Just make your way towards Fort Megan. You can make it to the boyo, or you can just make it to the boat. There's again multiple ways to do this. This is the fastest way currently that I'm going to show you now. If you can do the leap, it's amazing. So you would come here, you would just leap from here, go to the boyo or whatever the heck this is, and just get to Megan. And then there's another strat that if I can do, I will show you, which involves hopping on the water, going directly to the boat. Like that. Because there's a like a rock or something that you can jump from right here. Where is it? Right here. And you can like land on it and you can jump from it like this. So those are your options. Either way, the mission ends the same. You just talk to Megan and leave the mission. Everything at the start of Mission 4 should be pretty self-explanatory, but I do want to say this. You want to rush this roof as fast as possible, or you want to go inside the station, depending if you don't want to go up here. But landing on, give or take, that area triggers the van or the car to come. Otherwise, you know, you're just sort of wasting time. This entire thing is on a timer. There's a billion ways to get back on this roof, but I'm showing this because it's a pretty noob-friendly thing. And you can see you have like a lot of time here. You can't interact with this until the red guard has left the wagon. This upcoming leap, I can only say this, leap really late. You can see I wait like almost half a second before I do my animation cancel. You can like fly like a Superman here. It's a bit random. We don't really have a setup or anything for it. It's really touchy-feely, but that's pretty much the entirety of this game. Inside this mansion, I'm choosing to show a route that skips a mana potion that is totally not necessary. It's to the right, and if you see my PB or Björn's PB or anybody's run, they pretty much go and pick that up. It is not a mandatory potion. So here, remembering to pick up these wire things is pretty important. We need a total of 3 of them, so we get 2 out of here. Shooting Jindosh in the head is a good way to go. If you get here before he triggers the elevator, that's all good. And then we have the clip that I will explain right now because it can be a bit difficult. So this clip is a bit different because you might notice we have roof on our heads, and everywhere else we've been able to do this always. So what you need to do here is you need to aim at the top of this roof. So you come to this wall right here, you see the button, that is our destination. You aim at the top of this wall, then you aim at the bottom. So this basically tricks the game, and then the movement is very different. So you need to aim up, aim down, and then you need to release and smoothly aim down. So if you jerk it, it looks like this. You see, that's how you would do it normally. It doesn't work here. You just smoothly aim it down like that. So it just pulls us through the glass pretty much. And that's why like the smooth motion is needed, because otherwise it just bounces us off of it. So it would go here, come here, aim up, down, smooth motion. If you start moving at the wrong time, you'll get the same bounce effect. But hopefully you'll get that down very quickly. Here we want to sleep dart Sokolov, because why not? That's what we do in these games. Wait for the gate to reach the quest marker, and then you can far reach out. Watch out that Sokolov's head does not hit anything on your way out, otherwise he might die. So treat him like a baby. Baby Sokolov. Interacting with the door, remember, don't scroll up, because you will drop Sokolov if you do that. So it's a bit scary. The guards can't really kill him or anything, so you don't need to worry about that. And obviously, if you cannot get that down, what you can just do is you can just activate the button here and just come here and do this. And then you're in the chamber. You sleep dart Sokolov, and you're out just like normal. Easy. There's also an alternative exit if you want to take it. It doesn't require so many far reaches. You just come here, double jump, press the button, and you're on this floor. With this route, you can also pick up this mana potion. So that's pretty cool. When taking Sokolov out of the carriage, be really careful when you drop down, because if you hit his head badly, like I said earlier, he will die. He's a little baby. The witches don't really bother you that much. You can just do a nice little b-hops here and get to Megan. You can also throw him in the water and respawn him, because Sokodupe, full life.
Yeah.
At the start of mission 5, we want to grab this wiring tool right here. Then, when we are reaching the big gate, the main gate to Conservatory, so not this one, we need to be really careful when we far reach over it. You need to have these arrows right there, otherwise you will just bounce right into the gate and die, and it's really annoying. Remember, there's no auto saves during this mission because you're constantly in combat. When you approach Brianna, you need to make sure she's fully aggroed. If there's not 3 of those lightning things over her head, she doesn't die. She has a protective bone charm. I'll be covering this clip right after this entire mission. It's a bit tough, but I have a nice way for you to practice it easily without witches. So the clip in mission 5 can be a bit of a pain. So we have a thing for this that I want to show you. So if you come all the way up here, you can get here many ways. You can get from behind there or here. It's very easy. You can just like come inside and far reach here and come in. You can find this thing that you use for in the non-lethal way of killing Brianna. So you grab this lens. You come here. You are careful not to die. You use it here. Hello, witch. And then you just wait a moment. Just wait a moment, and then you pull the lever. What this does, it's very nice for this, because this clip can be a real pain. It removes all the witches. So what you can do now is you can just create a save. You don't need to worry about anything else. Create a save. and you can practice this clip. So the way this clip works is pretty easy. If you see this area right here, when the roof starts to go like that, so I go here, start holding this, I move backwards until I reach about this area, then I let go and pulled my mouse down. Like that. If you are a bit too front or a bit too behind, you'll get stuck in that, and you can get out of it though. Sometimes. Not always, sadly. So sometimes you might get stuck inside it. And you can't quick save here. That's why this is pretty crucial, because if you fuck this up... I can't. Dang. If you fuck this up, you can't just quick load. Inside the conservatory, you just can't quick save because you're always in combat. The witches will chase you all around. So this is pretty hectic. You calm down as, is everything going? And then you just try to do this really quickly, and then, you know, stuff like this. So it's a bit of a shit show. That's why, if you're having issues with this clip, don't worry. There are alternatives. So, if you don't want to do this clip straight off, let's say you're gonna be here, you're gonna be coming through here, and you're gonna go here and kill Brianna. Shoot Brianna in the face, boom. Grab the potion. When you grab the potion, you can grab this key. This key is the key that you grab from down here. So you can go all the way here, make your way to this basement. Very beautifully done. And do this. If you can't do the clip and you don't have the key, you can just walk through these stairs. It's not the end of the world, again. The game didn't force you to get the key. You can walk through these stairs, so you would just far reach yourself here, destroy that blanks, come here, grab this potion on the table. But here is where you want to go, right? You want to push this. This is how you get in without a key. And then you just press the autograph. You can grab the key here, do that. Don't grab the potion first. I don't know what I was thinking. And then get out. The ending here is just kind of free roam because you just got to find what you want to do. If you just want to far reach normally, that's fine, but you just pretty much want to try and do an F leap, if possible, and get all the way to Megan. Mission 6 is obviously home to the infamous Jindosh puzzle, and if you did not know, I'm happy to tell you that there is an easy way to figure it out. Remember to grab this wiring tool if you did not grab a wiring tool at Mission 5. We need 3 total in this entire run with Emily. 2 at Mission 4, 1 at Mission 5, or Mission 6. A little thing to mention actually before we do get into the puzzle is that the RNG in this game gets reset at weird times. It's basically when you load into the area. So if you want to reset the puzzle, you need to create a save here before you go into the skiff. Because as soon as you're in Dust District and you create a save there, the puzzle is always going to be the same because there's no loading screen between you and the puzzle. So, you want to kill the lady, you want to roll this, it's the 4th one, second to last, 3 times. That way we have Marcola, Finch, Nazio, Conti, and Winslow. I'll do this manually like this, and I have a picture linked that shows you the pairs linked in the description of the video. So the way that I personally do this is this. I check here on the first row at the ending, or at the very start of the second row, there's Conti right there, and I match it right here. The second row, there's War Medal. Then we have Nazio, is on the second row again, and then we have Diamond on the 3rd row. So that's Conti, War Medal, Nazio, Diamond. Then I would go here. Conti, War Medal, Nazio, Diamond. I'm trying to see that it's not a God puzzle. Then, next up is very easy. We have the first line. There's just 2 things. Finch, Ring. Very easy. And then here we have the last name. Lady Winslow. So it's Finch, Ring, Winslow, and then the second thing in this entire last nonsense thing. So it's Snufton. Finch, Ring, Winslow, Snufton. Finch, Ring, Winslow, Snufton. So we have Finch, Ring, Winslow, Snufton, which leaves us with Marcola's pendant. Finch, Ring, Winslow, Snufton, and bird. Sorry, not bird, pendant. Bird. It leaves us with the bird. So you can come in and very easily see, okay, Conti, Warmiddle, Nuzio, Diamond. If you're really good, you can do Conti, Warmiddle, Nuzio, Diamond, Finch, Ring, Winslow, Snufton. I can't keep that in my brain. That's not a thing I can do. So I do 2 and then 2. So here's the picture. Here's how it looks color-coded. And there's a screenshot link in the description that has the same image, which you can have on a second screen or something while you're practicing this. So for this mission, I'm going to be doing it real time so you don't have to look it twice. Here's a very nifty leap you can do from this. But if you can't do the leap from here, you can just do it from this corner instead. So if you come here and do this and find this really annoying, like I sort of do, I just go for the backup nowadays. If you want to, you can jump on this and jump here. And if you want to, you can do an animation cancel to pull yourself up. But that can be a bit tricky. So what you can do instead is just run through here, either do a very small leap from here, or just run through, jump up, and just run here. It's seriously, it's not a big deal. You can start holding your weapon here and pull it out, and then you need to swipe at Stilton and hit him with the incendiary. You need to shoot around this area, and if you miss like I did, totally not on purpose, you just swipe him normally. You don't get the animation if you just swipe him while he's sitting there. This is a perfect time to go and have a very small toilet break or something, or grab a glass of water, because there is not really any other super long break for Emily. Emily's biggest time save right now is a almost 2-minute cutscene skip right after this mission, or in the middle of this mission, sorry, which is the second outsider sequence that you might remember from your casual playthrough if you did one. And that's what we normally use with Corvo to take a piss or something. So if you really need to go, this is a nice place to do it. It's like a good minute and a half, so just waiting here until the timepiece appears. So when he says, take this, imagine it's a kind of timepiece. See for yourself what they did. Just get ready and just stand here and be ready to run towards this door. So just run. Right click. If you try to sheath this, you might see nothing happens. So don't worry about it. You just need to open it once like that. You jump up, sheath. So if you come through here, you can do a sheath right after that, and then you can do a leap from here. But this is pretty annoying. It's fast, but it's pretty annoying. You can just try it out for yourself. Normally you would want to pull out a sleeping dart. Sleep darts are 6 by default, so I need to do a bit of a stretch myself to get all the way to 6. If you don't have a little hands like me, you might have it better. And you just climb up this thing and go here. If you don't want to do that leap, which I don't blame you for, because it is a bit of a bitch, there is an alternative leap if you want to do it, which is slightly slower, but it still works. So it would do the same thing, you would just sheath here, and then you would prepare to do a leap right there. It's very nice. If you don't want to do that either, which again is totally fine, do the ones that you feel confident in, and you can implement them later. You can just come here and just sheath your weapon, jump on top of this, and go here. Either have your sleep darts in hand or have everything sheathed when you enter here. This is a pain in the dick. Remember that if you do have your sleep dart in hand, you will run slower, right? If you have the sleep darts in hand, you will run slower. So doing this and then shooting is a bit hard. You saw me shoot quite a bit to the left. The reason for that is simple. I'm going to save here. I can show you how bad the hitbox on this pillar is. As soon as you understand how the hitbox of this thing works, you can see how annoying this is. Check that. It hits that drape or whatever it is from that far away. So even though you might think that you're going to shoot Duke in the butt, in reality it most likely will hit that drape. If you want to be more safe, you can come in to the right side, wait for Duke to appear, and you can shoot him on the right side here. Beautiful. If you want to do it super duper safe, you can do something that Peps does. I don't know if anybody else does this, is that they run to the left side balcony and they do it from here. It's basically impossible to miss from here. That wasn't a miss, by the way. That would have hit him. So you just want to do that. Important thing is that you hit him and then you shift back to 7 and sheath and go back in. When you enter this thing, you can pull out your blink or, well, far reach, I guess, because what you can do here is a small thing where you can pull out your far reach, break both of these things at once, run in, break this, and then sheath. Because it's faster to sheath your far reach than it is to sheath this, because as soon as you start sheathing this, it just pulls this out. So if you do have this, you just need to tap it and sheath. You want to tap this until this marker appears, run out. This just, we've had the route the same for about almost 3 years now. And this just went through some pretty major rerouting. So you can come here and open both of these doors. This is if you're going to do a leap. If you don't want to do a leap, you don't need to worry about doing this. But this is still, it really doesn't matter because you need to wait a set period of time anyway. You need to wait for this thing to be done. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to wait here. You see, I still have plenty of time. So, if you want to do the leap, there are a few ways you can do it. This is what I prefer personally. I like jumping up here in this left corner and then aiming to the middle of this. So either you get a really good leap and you end up on the top platform, which is open, or you get a shit leap and you end up on the bottom, which is still, you know, it's still going to be a leap that's worth doing. There's just one thing to keep in mind. You don't want to start holding control immediately. Because if you start doing that, well, bad things happen. There is a dude right below you, right there. And what happens is, let me see if I can show you. Oh, I couldn't even show you. You like do the stunning animation on them, like this. And that leads to me perfectly to the next point. This is the other leap spot. So you would jump down, and you would do the leap from here. You'll need to try this out, but it's a bit annoying because you can instantly grab this fish statue or whatever the hell it is. And before you ask, can you do it from here? Well, Emily doesn't really want to grab that the same way. So I use this bottle as a reference if I ever do it from here. Just aim a bit left of the bottle. Just stand here, aim a bit left and do this. Then you come through here. Either you come upstairs, you drop down, in which case you want to do the leap from this corner. Or you come through the middle roof, or middle room. Oh god, these guys are in the way. These dudes would normally not be in the way because you're coming here pretty fast. And you can do the leap from here. Or you can just walk. All's fair. Do whatever you can do and feels comfortable. It is pretty safe to try those though. If you can't get it first try, just run instead. Explaining this clip is a bit tough, but I'll do my best. It is not that hard, and we have a backup strat basically, which uses an extra incendiary, and it doesn't do the actual hard clip. So the way that this works, it's maybe easier to understand if you understand how it works, is that we are trying to put our far reach between this wall and this bench. Oh, sorry, table, I guess. So the best way to do this is to just come up here. You can see I'm pressing W and D. Coming up here, pressing E, holding far reach, and as soon as I let go of far reach, I also start holding W. Like that. And it just kind of pushes you through. Different people have different ways of doing that, but that's how I find it really consistent for me. Some people say you don't need to hold W, some people say that they let it go at different times, and you just gotta find what works for you. Here's this little ledge right here. So, if you want to do the fast strat, which I'm gonna show you, this is really annoying, but you need to aim, give or take this area, and we're gonna need to break our fall with a far reach. So we need to do this. But you can't do it like that, otherwise you're dead. You need to drop on it and far reach down. And if that sounds annoying, it sounds annoying because it kind of is. That's what you need to do. And because you're dropping from so high up, if you don't do that, you'll just, you know, you'll just die. So, and if you far reach from below or too much from the side, you'll die as well. So you need to far reach as soon as you can pretty much and do that. Then the fast strat also involves, it has this clip. So if you remember in mission 3, where the clip was basically really simple, and you just looked up, it's almost the same thing here, except for some reason it's just more pain. We don't have like a set spot or anything for this. We don't have anything like that. It's really much touchy-feely, and what makes it really annoying is the fact that there's all that, you know, this stuff, this outsidery stuff that we can't see. I can't like see properly always because there's like different layers and whatnots. So if you want to go for this, give it a go, practice it a bit. But if you cannot do this, which is totally fair, what you can do instead is, instead of worrying about this, you can just, you know, yeet yourself into the void. Into the void, not on the only structure that is here. So you just yeet yourself into the void. You spawn here where the cutscene would normally start. You come in, you wait for the outsider to spawn, incendiary dart him. Don't ask me, I don't know. It's death of the outsider. You come to the portal where the portal would normally be, and you can hear me spamming F and see me spamming F. You do this as many times as it lets you, and this skips the second phase of the dialogue. This loses about 15-20 seconds over the first strat, that is, if it's done properly, but it's worth it. Because, yeah, it's just, if you're having struggle with the second clip, you can lose more than that. Then we have another out of bounds, possible out of bounds. I'm going to show the non-out of bounds version first because I didn't actually show you that in the other video. You just go through here. You can do an F leap if you want. And you just go down. The bonus of this is that you can check your mana potions, and you can actually grab an extra potion right here and go to circle off. But the way this clip works is pretty funny. So we need, in order to do a clip right, we can't aim up there. So what we do is we come to this corner-ish, right here. It's not that precise. We aim like outside and up, right? So you just got to find the angle. So as soon as it does this, and you can notice from the null board on the bottom left, I'm going to start holding D as soon as I do the clip. Because if you don't, you'll fall down. That's not good. And the next lineup is, you see this line of windows. So you come through, you see this first line of windows. Just go under it and do this. And you should land perfectly within talking range of Sokolov if you're not bad like me. That's it. That's it. Again, don't do that if it doesn't feel comfortable. It saves maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds, 7 seconds. I don't know how much it saves. But it's not worth doing if it causes you to die and be frustrated. First part of Mission 8 is fairly straightforward. The RNG gets rolled once you enter the door to the second part. So you don't need to worry about that quite yet. Just pick up the incendiary and the mana potion and make your merry way to put the wire thingy in the box arena, because it's just way easier and more efficient than trying to go above with Emily. So there are many ways to get across this bridge, but this is the one that I prefer a lot of the time. Just remember to knock that basket out. Getting on top of the statue like this with Emily gives you a very nice far reach ability here. There is a way to clip inside this room right here, but I don't think it's worth it to do until you're more decent at the run,
Muere, parásito.
it's not that big of a time save at all. So this is what you do when everything goes fine. You don't need the key with Emily, but what if you get duked? What if everything goes horribly wrong? Well, I'll show you what to do. So, let's say you get duked. Here's the clip. Let's say you get duked, which means that you loot the chest key, and it says that it's a body double that you killed. First you want to check this. This is called Delilah's Chambers. This is a duke's office. And if he's not in either one of these places, there's two more locations you can find him in. The garden. If you see red guards along that line, along the line right there, that means he's there. And if there is not, then he's in the last place. You don't need to loot his key. You just need to kill him, because we can clip inside the this little dome here with Emily. Dropping down will just interact with the statue. Skip the cutscene, you can pick up the potion behind here. And this is a trick you can do. You don't have to do it. It saves about 15 seconds, but it's pretty free to try. So it involves this whale oil tank, and it's another cutscene interruption thing. We basically place it in front of the boat, and we stand between it. So we're between the whale oil tank and Megan. Then when Megan starts speaking to us, that's the trigger. That's what tells us that we can interact with Megan. We want to shoot it with an incendiary and instantly talk to Megan. So you stand here, you just place it in front, wait for her to speak, and then just spam interact. This skips the thing. It's pretty free. Give it a go. We've made it. It's the last mission. It's mission 9. Here you can just do whatever you want to just get across this place. You can use several different leaps, but with Emily you can just use F leaps like this. You can just, you know, bunny hop your way, because why not? Might as well use that mana that you have. I prefer doing that leap from that corner, but you can just as well just use a far reach instead. There is a very nice climb that we do, and I will explain how to do it, and I'll also have a alternative route if you don't want to do the tower climb. It can be a bit rough at the start, but it's not the worst thing ever.
Wow.
The tower climb. So the tower climb can look a bit intimidating, and I get it, but I suggest you give it a go. So you walk right into this, take a step backward, you hold your right click, you jump, let go, just briefly press W. Look up again, hold W, you can see my inputs. Let's do it again. Like that. And then here, you just want to go here, shoot twice to spawn the witch. Then do a leap of your choice. You can either just do like an Emily leap or whatever you want, like this. As long as you get here. So let's say you don't want to do this climb up. Is there anything else we can do? Well, yeah. I could just make up a route right now, because it's not worth using the old route that we had before the climb for this. It seriously is not. It used to go from the elevator, and it's a real pain in the ass, because there's a couple ways to go. There's a couple ways to go all the way to the top. One of them is, that I think could be the easiest, is just to go on the chandelier. Go here. Through here. And then you just go and activate this. Plop. Then just dodge the witches for a bit. You just need to be close to this, otherwise it doesn't open. Then you open this up. And this brings you to the safe room. This is where we escaped earlier, technically. Not really, but pretty close. And from here it's a bit of a different track. This is quite a bit slower, obviously, because you go indoors and all that stuff. And you have to see this hard cutscene. You can't skip this hard cutscene inside, which is a big bummer. And you also have an additional key cutscene. But after that, you're pretty much in the clear. Just go here and do the hard thing for Brianna, just like you normally would. So for killing Delilah, there's a few ways to do it. The way that I do it here is by hugging this and aiming right above this thing. But the way I recommend you do it at the start is jumping on top of this thing and going all the way up here, right? And then you can aim at this branch right there with an incendiary, which I don't have on this because my saves are absolutely scuffed. But trust me, if you don't want to do that either, there are alternatives. If you can't hit these shots for the life of you, you can just simply climb. You can simply climb this thing and just, you know, murder Delilah. She's dead. And then just make your way down and don't die. And then you just interact with Corvo. That's it. You've learned the video game. Congratulations, technically. If you have any questions, you feel free to leave a comment or poke me on Twitch when I'm online. And I'm more than glad and happy to help. This tutorial was long overdue. But hey, I done did it.